Welcome to Joyful Jen Yoga. Today's practice is all about our feet and our legs. We're going to wake up our feet, make them feel a little bit happier, and then really get into strengthening our legs. So if you have blocks at home, please be sure to have them nearby. If you have a blanket, that might be nice to sit on. If you have your puppy and they're comfortable, that's even better. If not, you can totally practice yoga without a dog. We'll get started on our back body today. So as you arrive on your back, start to send your right leg up to the sky and let your left foot just press evenly onto the earth. You could interlace your hands around that right hamstring and just start by pointing and flexing that right ankle. Notice right off if your calf or your shin feel tight. Acknowledge what that movement feels like. And then cross that right ankle over your left thigh so we're making a figure 4 shape with our legs. We're going to start by drawing the alphabet with our ankle. I always recommend doing this with capital letters, but if you want to get fancy, you could do lowercase, or you could even try cursive. And the idea here is to make our ankle move in all directions. You might even start to feel a little heat build in your ankle or in your calf. Notice what shows up. If you are not right side dominant, this might feel kind of tricky. Notice maybe which letters are hardest to make. And when you make your way to Z, bring your left knee into your chest, hands around that left hamstring or left shin, and see if you can flex the right foot, toes into your shin. You can be still or invite a little movement in. And as you start to open and acknowledge how your hips are showing up today, start to deepen your breath. Tap into that ujjayi sound that helps to regulate our minds and our body, and of course our breath, having that gentle constriction in your throat, ocean-sounding breath. And then gently release the left foot. Give the right leg a shake from your toes all the way down to your hip, and let that right foot land. Left leg reaches up, interlace your fingers, and start to point and flex your ankle. And again, with just curiosity, do you feel this in your shin and your calf? Maybe nowhere, that's great. Just observe. And then cross your left ankle over your right thigh. We'll begin that alphabet again. This time, bring your focus to your breath as you're writing your alphabet with your foot. Notice which side you're more dominant on, which side is easier for you. Steady breath. And when you make your way all the way to Z, hug the right knee in. Give it a little squeeze. Again, drawing the left toes into your shin. Maybe a little movement side to side if that feels necessary. Noticing what shows up in your body. Connect to your breath. And then let that go. Right foot lands down, left leg lifts up. Give it a good shake. And release your left foot down. Hug your knees both into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Take a moment to say something nice to yourself about yourself. Maybe your mantra today could be, I am strong. I am able to do more than I think I can do. I am enough. It's okay to rest. And then when you feel like you've released your low back, we'll either rock up to a seat or use your hands to get there, however feels comfortable. Coming to your favorite cross-legged seat, I'll mirror you here. We'll inhale, reach our arms up, and exhale, twist to the right. Take a moment to just notice how your breath shifts and changes. Keep your left hand on your right knee and inhale, sweep your right arm all the way up and over, big side body stretch. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky, twist to the left, lengthen spine, and explore. Keeping the right hand on the left knee, sweep the left arm up and over, big side body. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, hands down. Couple of options here. Know that you can always use your hands, but I'll invite you throughout this practice to maybe practice getting up without the use of your hands. I'm going to give you a couple of hints. Your block could come underneath you, giving yourself just that little lift so that when you put your feet on the floor and swing your legs, you could sit up without using your hands. You could practice that in a couple of different ways. Maybe your feet are crossed, maybe they're not. Maybe you decide that a block isn't for you, but a little momentum is helpful. So you rock and you roll and you lift all the way up. As long as you have a smile on your face, it's perfect. We'll all arrive at the top of the mat in Tadasana. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Step your left foot back. Stay on the ball of the back foot, and with your hands on blocks, we'll inhale, pull our heart forward in a runner's lunge, and then on exhale, straighten out the front leg. Pull the hip back. Inhale, draw it forward. Exhale, shift back. One more time, waking up the left hip flexor, left hamstring, shift it on back. Inhale, come forward. You can slide your blocks off to the side. Step on back to down dog. On your next inhale, shift forward to high plank. Bend those knees, shift your hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, shift it back. One more time like that. Rolling like a wave. Inhale. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, come forward to high plank. Let your knees lower. Stay strong through your core. Lower all the way to the earth. Inhale, pull your heart forward. Exhale, release down. Tuck your toes, but shift your hips to your heels in kind of an awkward child's pose. So keep your thighs parallel to one another. Press back until you feel that nice sensation in the soles of your feet. Come forward so that your shoulders are over your wrists, hips over your knees. Press into your toes, press into your hands, lift your low navel, and hover your knees an inch or two off the ground. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shift up and back, down dog. Take a big breath in and a big out your mouth. Left leg reaches up and back. Stretch through that left heel. And exhale, left foot comes in between your hands. Hands can be on blocks. Inhale, heart draws forward. Exhale, straighten out the left leg. Inhale, come back into that runner's lunge. Exhale, shift on back. Inhale, last time, pull forward. And exhale, shift on back. Come back into that runner's lunge. Look forward, bend the back knee, spring to the top of your space. Lengthen your spine and fold it in. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up and hands come to hearts. So from the top of the mat, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine and then step the right foot back. This time, lower your right knee down to the ground. Inhale, sweep your arms up in a low lunge. Ribs pull back as you start to open the right hip flexor and strengthen, right? Squeeze that right under glute here for another breath in. And then on exhale, hands touch down, step back to high plank. Shift forward so that your shoulders are in front of your wrists, and then shift back slightly. So you're both waking up your feet, your shoulders, and your wrists here. Keep that core really connected as you shift forward and back. Shift forward and back. So you're still in a plank. You're just moving your body ever so subtly, even though it doesn't feel subtle at all. One more time, shift forward and back. This time, shift forward, knees lower, lower down, untuck your toes, pull your heart forward. Exhale, soften down, shift back again. This time as you tuck your toes, stay where it was comfortable. Big air quotes there. And this is perfect. Or if you want, you could walk your hands up and maybe, I always have to tuck my little baby toes in. Stay here for 5 breaths. See if you can open through the fascia and the bottoms of your feet. Allow yourself to stay calm in your mind while perhaps an intense sensation builds in your body. One more full inhale. And exhale, bring your hands forward, untuck your toes, pat out those feet, and then tuck back in, find your downward facing dog. Right leg reaches up, press through that right heel, stretch long, and then on exhale, right foot in between the hand, left knee lowers. Inhale, coming into your low lunge, again, ribs pull back, strength and length through the front of that left thigh. Full inhale, full exhale. Can you feel that left under glute squeeze a little? That space where the glute and the hamstring come together. Touch down, take a big step forward to the top of your space. Lengthen your spine and fold. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. And hands come to hearts. Walk your feet so they're a good hips width distance apart. And spread your toes like they're little fingers. And then drop your bum, reach your arms, Utkatasana. Chair pose. Keep sending your bum back as you draw your ribs down. Heart lifts here. Take another full inhale. And on exhale, fold it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, touch the earth, step back to high plank. Shift forward, knees up or down, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, pull your heart forward, up dog or cobra, and back over your toes, downward facing dog. Right foot will step forward, the left heel will pivot down. We'll inhale into warrior one. Bending deeply into that right knee, opening the left hip flexor, take another inhale. Exhale, hands touch down. Feel free to skip any of these chaturangas. Otherwise, shift forward, lower halfway. Inhale, heart draws forward. Exhale, over toes, down dog. Left foot steps forward, right heel pivots, arms stretch up, warrior one. That right glute squeezes gently, and our hands come down. Step it back, lower halfway. Inhale, heart pulls forward, up dog or cobra, and make your way over your toes to downward facing dog. 3 more steady Ujjayi breaths. Look forward, bend your knees, step or float your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Drop your bum, spread your toes, or reach your arms, Utkatasana. Press through your heels, stand all the way tall, hands to heart. Walk your feet wide and just start to give yourself a little sway. Notice if you've warmed your body up a little bit here. And then come back to center. When you find stillness, let your toes turn out a little. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bring yourself down into your version of yogic squat or malasana. Press through your heels, stand all the way tall. Maybe a little baby back bend, and then lower back in. Press into your heels. Inhale, lift it up, heart open. Exhale, lower back down. One more time like that. Inhale, big lift up through your heart. And exhale, bring it down. Press through those heels, stand all the way tall. Hands to heart, hop or step your feet together. We'll take our hands to our hips and take a step out with the left foot, but not so wide. Let your right toes face forward and your left toes face the long side of your mat. Let that left hip move forward slightly. We'll reach our right arm down our right leg. Left arm will sweep up to the sky, coming into a shorter version of Trikonasana. Look at those side ribs. Are they engaged or are they flaring? Try to keep those left ribs pulling down. Soften into that right knee. Pull yourself all the way up. Hands back to hips. Pivot and turn the right toes to the long side of the mat. Left toes to the short side. Again, that right hip has freedom to move, and we'll slide the left arm down the left leg, right arm reaches up. Notice how the hip feels, notice how your shoulders feel. Feel that connection to the earth as you feel strong through your side body. Bending into that left knee, use your core. Inhale, come all the way back up, hands to hips one more time. This time as you turn both toes to face the long side of the mat, pull your elbows straight back, lift with your heart, lift with your chest, and gently fold forward. Notice if your bum is sticking way back out behind you, try to draw a little bit more weight into your toes. Fingertips could line up with your toes if you'd like. Elbows could bend straight back behind you. Watch that Ujjayi breath here. Let this be a rest pose. Trust me, you'll want this to be a rest pose. Inhale, find length. Exhale, work those heels in towards center, toes out. Give yourself that kind of, I like to call it the sumo squat warm-up where you wiggle it side to side. And then inhale, come on up into your goddess squat. We'll flow here. Inhale, reach up, stretch those legs. Exhale, pull down strong. Inhale, stretch it on up. Exhale, pull down. Feel those inner thighs, feel your hips. Inhale, press up. Exhale, pull down. 3 more. Inhale, reach up. Hug it down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Hang out here. Find that just right place for your goddess. Ribs down, heart lifts, pelvis is neutral. Tapping into your Ujjayi breath, letting that be what helps guide you. Let that be your strength. Let that Ujjayi breath build just as much heat as the heat you're building in your legs. Inhale, straighten it up. Take your hands to heart and a big step to the top of the space. Whew. Let that go with a little shake and maybe walk your feet wide again and sway a few times side to side. Come on back to center. Root into your left foot and spread your left toes. Hug the right knee into your chest and then start to circle that right ankle around. And circle in the other direction. Notice if it's easier to circle in one way or the other. Take another breath here. Find that lift through your left hip and then draw your arms out to the side as you bend the left knee and tuck your right toes back behind you. Inhale, arms sweep up, right knee lifts up. Exhale, sweep your arms to the side, come into your Shiva Squat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, reach on back. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Add your own flair. Dance it out if you'd like. Sweep back. Inhale, stretch it up. And then slowly reach your heart forward, arms back. Tilt that right leg back, warrior 3. Heart pulls forward. Exhale, land the right toes. Inhale into your crescent lunge. Keep that right glute squeezing, bend into the left knee, take an inhale. Exhale, open to the left, right arm forward, left arm back. Look forward, both arms sweep up. Hands come to your sides, drop that right knee to the ground. Hands to the earth or block, straighten the left leg. Inhale here, let this be a rest pose as you fold over that left leg. Deep breath in and out. Bend into the left knee, hands come down. Step it back to down dog. If you like, you could take a vinyasa here, shifting forward, lowering to chaturanga, pulling your heart forward and up dog, and making your way back to down dog. Reaching your left leg up and back, you could bend, stack, and open that left hip if you'd like. Maybe a couple circles of that left ankle even here. And then stretch straight back. Pull that left knee into your nose. Step the foot between your hands. Pivot that right heel down. Cartwheel up into your warrior 2. Look forward. Could you step that right foot right to your inner left thigh, coming into a tree pose? Maybe arms sweep up. Full inhale. Exhale, lower back to Tadasana. Walk your feet as wide as the mat, toes slightly out. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, lower into your Malasana. Press through your heels, stand all the way to a little back bend, and back down into your squat. Inhale, reach it on up, open your heart, and exhale, back down to squat. One more time, inhale, reach it up, little back bend, hands to heart, hop or step your feet together. Root into that right foot, hug the left knee into your chest this time and circle out the left ankle. Try to keep that lift through your right hip. Circle in the other direction. Breathing here. And then stretch your arms up. Find that balance. Right hip is lifted. Woo! Take an inhale. Exhale. Sweep that left leg back into your curtsy squat or your Shiva squat. Make it your own. Make it creative. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale lowers you down. Inhale. Maybe you pretend you're flying. Inhale. Exhale back. Inhale, lift one more time. I think I wasn't counting, sorry. And lift it back up. Sweep your arms back. Step back into a warrior 3. Right hip continues to lift. Left toes drop down. Take a breath here. Bend into your right knee. Land the left toes. Arms sweep up. Find that crescent lunge. Create space here. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. Looking forward, both arms sweep up. Bend into that left knee. Let the left knee land. Hands come down, right leg straightens. Lengthen your spine and fold. Beautiful work. Big inhale. And exhale, bend into that right knee. Hands touch down. Step it back to down dog, or again, you could shift forward, high plank to chaturanga. Heart opens, cobra or up dog. Back to downward facing. As you breathe in your downward facing dog, notice where in your body you might have heated up a little bit. Right leg sweeps up and back. You could open and stack the hip if that would suit you. A circle of that right ankle perhaps. And then stretching through the right leg, step it in between your hands, pivot the left heel down, cartwheel your arms open into warrior two. Look forward, hands to heart, and take a big old step into your tree pose. Breathing here. Perhaps you play with your hands in some way if you'd like. And then we'll lower back down into Tadasana and give it a shake. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to lengthen. Touch the earth, touch your block. Step back with your left foot. Inhale, come back up into your crescent lunge. Feel that squeeze in that under left glute. Feel that opening through the front of the thigh. Take an inhale, and then exhale, hover the left knee. Inhale, reach it up. You may even straighten the right leg. And exhale, bend both legs. Inhale, reach it up one more time. Bend into both knees. And inhale, reach it up. Hands come down, bend that right knee. Using blocks, hopefully, but if not, you could challenge yourself. Think really lifting hips and low belly. We'll gaze forward and switch kick. And then do it again. Switch kick. And switch. And switch. A little cardio here. Switch. 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 And switch. So in theory, the right foot's back forward again. We'll shorten the stance here. So the left heel can land like we're in a pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, soften over that right thigh. Inhale, lengthen back up. Left hand can be on the block to the inside or outside of the right foot. And we'll start to take the right hand to the sacrum. Spinning our chest to the right. Right arm might reach up as we revolve our triangle. Steady Ujjayi breath here. And release that right hand down. Bend into the right knee and float the left leg up, standing split. What would happen if both arms floated off the ground? Maybe they reached back. Maybe they grabbed the right calf. And then letting your hands land back on the earth, can you pulse your left heel up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the left knee in and land the foot. Lengthen your spine and fold. Inhale, arms sweep on up and hands come to heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And then step that right foot back. Stand the ball of your right foot. Inhale all the way up into that crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, reach it up, stretch it up. Exhale, bend both knees. Inhale, reach. And lower. One more time. Inhale. And lower. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Both hands on those blocks, bend into your left knee. Again, think about getting that cardio, right? Lift up, feel springy, and imagine flying here. A little moment of levitation. levitation. Switch your right foot forward and switch the left foot forward. Continue to play and switch. Try to land lightly and switch. One more time. Land back with that left foot forward. We'll shorten our stance. Breathing here in a pyramid shape. Let these moments of holding a shape be an opportunity to stretch. Regain your breath. Notice your heart rate. Right hand stays on the block to the inside or outside of that left foot. Left hand comes to your sacrum. Start spinning your chest to the left. If it feels good, the left arm might reach up too. Revolve triangle. Energy pulls the left hip back, right hip forward. Full inhale. Exhale, left hand lowers down. Soften into that left foot. Right leg floats up, and then we play with our standing split. Arms could reach out. Maybe your hands come to your calf. And then if you feel like you've played with balance enough, hands can come back down, and we'll pulse that right heel up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm pretty sure Boston just helped cheer us on. Hug that right knee in and land the foot. Lengthen your spine and fold. From here, inhale, arms reach up. Hands come to heart, and we'll keep our feet close-ish together. Reach your arms out in front of you. Take an inhale, and exhale. Start to sit it back low. Like you're thinking, I love chair pose, thanks, Jen. And then a little lower. Lower until your heels want to lift up, and then lower your bum to the ground. We'll rock it on back and see if we can come all the way through that. If rocking back doesn't work or lowering way low down doesn't work, lower just to the point that feels okay and come back up. Otherwise, we'll do that twice more. Reach those arms forward, lower back into an imaginary seat. Feel the ankles start to open. Strengthen your knees and then lower down. Return all the way back up to chair pose. Ooh, that's a fun challenge. And then lower, lower, lower. Woo! Come all the way back up. Reach up, arms up, hands to heart. Oh, this time hands to hips. Come onto the balls of your feet, heels lift up. Find that sense of balance, or at least attempting to, right? And we'll inhale, reach arms up. Draw the hands to heart as you bend into your knees. Keep your heels lifted and try to find your way down into a toe squat. Heels drawn towards center. Take your right hand down onto a block or the earth and lift your left arm all the way up and over, big side body stretch. Inhale back to center, hand to the left, right arm reaches on up. Big side body opening. Inhale back up, blocks away, fold forward. Let your heels land. Notice how your knees feel, how your ankles feel. And then inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands to hearts. Hands back to your hips, root into your right foot, but be soft in your right knee, and come onto the top of your left foot. If you've never done this before, I apologize in advance, it's pretty uncomfortable. So the top of the foot's on the ground, the knee is pulling straight down to the earth. Probably feeling a pretty big stretch even all the way up through your shin. And then inhale, bring the left leg up. Cross the left ankle over your right thigh, take a breath in, and exhale, sink your hips back. Hands could come down to the earth or a block. Notice if that left piriformis, glute, hamstring area feels tight. And then gently unwind, lift all the way up. Soften the left hand next to, soften the left foot next to the right. Lower back into your squat. Take an inhale, exhale, right elbow, left thigh. Find a twisted chair. Start to lean into your left foot and step it all the way back. Step that right foot all the way back into a twisted crescent. Look forward, step forward into a twisted chair. Unwind, arms sweep up. Right knee hugs in. Right arm reaches back, twisting. Look forward, unwind, release, give it a shake. Root into the left foot and come onto the top of the right foot. Soften into that left knee. Get a big old stretch on the top of that right foot. Notice, breathe and experience. Hug the right knee in, flex the right foot, cross it over the left thigh. Send your bum back, standing figure 4 here. Hands could be on the block or the earth. Heart pulls forward, tailbone stretches back. Could you remind yourself of whatever kind mantra you created for yourself in the beginning of practice? Can you remind yourself of it right in this moment? I am strong, I am able to rest, I am enough. Rooting into that left foot, we'll inhale all the way up, release your right foot next to the left and sink back down into chair. Left elbow, right thigh, twist in your chair, root into your right foot, step the left foot back, twisted crescent. Steady inhale, exhale, look down, step the left foot next to the right. Unwind, reach arms up, hug the left knee in, reach the left arm back. Looking forward, big squeeze and release. Nice shakes here. One last standing enjoyment. Root into your left foot. Walk your right foot out in front of you and point your right toes. Imagine that you could draw a long line from your thigh all the way out that big toe. Inhale, float the right leg up as high as it's willing to go. You can turn your toes out if you'd like a little. And then from the inner right ankle, we'll lift for 10, 9, keep your posture tall, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Let's try the other side. Root into the right foot. Left toes point forward. Energy up that low belly. And we hover and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Give it a shake. Walk your feet together. Inhale, lift your arms up, lift your heels up. Exhale, lower your bum to your heels, returning to that toe squat. Arms stretch up. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back, twisting. If you were so inclined, you could always take your hands down, find your way up into a twisted crow if you'd like. And we'll come back to center, twist to the right. Maybe hands lower. Maybe there's a little crow pose, a little side crow. And then back to center. Land your heels slowly if you can, and bum, and stretch your legs out. Give them a good wiggle. Whew. Toes drawing towards center. Inhale, reach your arms up, and exhale, fold forward, Paschimottanasana. Return to your steady breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Walk your hands up. Lean to your right hip. Bend that left knee. Pull the heel back towards the outer hip. If you find that your sits bones don't land evenly on the ground, you might use a block or a blanket here. That left knee can come out to the side if you'd like. We're going to start to walk ourselves back into a half hero pose. Your elbows could rest. You might find that you don't lean very far back at all, and that's perfect too. Some of you might feel very comfortable lowering all the way onto your back body, maybe even reaching arms up overhead. Honor what's true for you. Try to keep some energy in that right leg, right toes pulling toward the sky. Opening up through that left quad for another breath in. And out. Use your core, use your hands, help your way back up, and extend the left leg out in front of you again. Lean to the left hip, right knee bends, right ankle to the outside of your glute, and then we'll start that same process of lowering down any amount. What feels necessary, what feels appropriate in your body. We talk in yoga about the yamas, our universal vows. One of them is satya, or truthfulness. It's ever important to tap into our sense of truthfulness, or satya, when we explore what's happening within our own body, physically, emotionally, energetically. Opening what's willing to open, releasing what's willing to release. Releasing your arms down. Slowly use your core, use your hands to help yourself back up. Kick those legs out in front of you. Give a little wiggle. Feet together, knees apart. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, bring it forward. Maybe elbows or forearms on a block. Notice what's willing to release. Steady inhales. Steady exhales. Softening your jaw, softening your brow. Walking yourself back upright will help those knees up and then lower all the way onto our back body. When we arrive on our backs, let's let our feet move up toward the sky, give the ankles another little wiggle, and we'll cross the right thigh over the left, bending the knees, reaching up for your ankles, coming into a reclined Gomukhasana or cow face pose. Or in yin, we call this a reclined shoelace. Some people call it a knee pile, and that might make sense for you as you hug your knees in. Play with having your shins parallel to the ground or heels in towards your bum. Where do you feel this more? Releasing, shaking both feet up to the sky. Left thigh crosses over, right knees bend. Notice what shows up here. Releasing both legs, wiggle up to the sky, and then we'll land our feet on the ground. Hands by your hips, walk your heels in so that maybe your fingers and your heels touch. We'll draw our shoulder blades on our back, press into our feet and lift our hips up, coming into a bridge shape. If you want to interlace your hands underneath your body, certainly feel free to do so. Chin lifts away from the chest. Chest keeps moving toward the chin. Press evenly between your big toe mound and your heels. Feel the inner thighs fire up. Take another inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Feet walk wide, knees knock in towards center. Arms open out like a cactus. Let your knees start to knock right and left. And the next time the knees knock toward the left, take your left heel and see if you can rest it on your right knee or right thigh, getting a really big stretch through that right hip flexor. If it feels like it's too much, obviously skip this. Come into a twist of your choice. We'll release the left foot down, come back up through center. Remember, feet wide, knees to the right. That right heel could catch the top of your left thigh. Big psoas hip flexor stretch here. Back up through center. Boston's officially snoring right now, so she thinks that we're working too hard. Extend that left leg out. Right thigh hugs into your chest. And then pull the right leg all the way over to the left. And as you do, straighten it out. If you could reach for your right foot with your left toes, go for it. It's not super important. Reach the right arm all the way back over to the right. Feel a big twist, a big opening here. Right hip to right toes. Right fingertips through the right side of your chest. A twist in your low back and your belly. Breathing. Allowing the opening. Allowing the release. And then softening. Bend back into the right knee. Come back up through center and we'll switch. Right leg can extend, left knee hugs in. Roll all the way over to the right. If it feels okay, the left leg could straighten. The left arm reaches back. Gazing over the left shoulder if it feels safe in your neck. Notice the outer left thigh, hamstring, hip. Notice the left chest. Big inhale. Big exhale, release a little deeper. And gently begin to work your way back through to center. Offer up any other movement you might need, a happy baby or an inversion of some sorts, whatever makes you happy. And then we'll gently release our body down to a well-deserved Shavasana. Palms face up. Feet can drop open to the side. Consciously begin to relax from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Soften through your brow and your jaw. Release through your neck and your throat. Soften your shoulders, your arms. Relax your hands and your fingers. Relax your chest, your shoulder blades. Soften around your rib cage. Relax around your navel and your low back. Soften through your glutes, outsides of your hips. Soften the hip flexors and the front of your thighs. Relax through your shins and your calves, tops of your feet, soles of your feet. Relax your toes. Feel your back body ground down and connect. always, stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you're feeling ready to continue on with your day, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Reach all the way up. Arms stretch up overhead, toes reach long, full body stretch. Big inhale, big out your mouth. Hug your knees into your chest. Remind yourself of your mantra. I am strong. I am enough. I know when to rest. What do you need to remind yourself? Roll to your favorite side. Pause a moment. Ask yourself, how will I be of service today? How can I make my world a little bit brighter, a little bit more joyful? Use hands. Guide your way up to a seat. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, hands come down to hearts. Bow your forehead to your fingertips in gratitude. I wish you all abundant joy. Be well. And just so y'all know, people have been asking lately how they can support these videos, so I included a link in the About section to my PayPal and to a Patreon. So if you're so inspired, thank you, and I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care.